Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd show you how to make these cowboy themed cupcakes. Okay, so we're going to begin with the Stetson. So to begin with, I coloured some white modelling paste caramel using Colour Mill, and I'll put a link to everything that I use in the description so you can have a closer look later. So I kneaded my modelling paste until pliable, and then I just rolled it out to a few millimetres thick. Just going to make sure it'll move on the board before I cut out a circle. So now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently pull out from both ends just to make like more of an oval shape. Smooth off the edges with your fingers as well if you've got any rough edges, and just gently mould it into more of an oval shape. You can help that with your rolling pin. And now I'm doing the top of the hat, so I'm just making a small ball of paste and just checking for size on top of the bottom of the hat there. And now I'm just going to gently make that into more of like a kind of an oval shape, and then flatten the sides as you can see there, flatten the top, make the front a little bit narrower, and then it kind of slants down towards the front as well. And then I'm just using my fingers just to create a little indent either side there as it goes towards the front of the hat. And now I'm just using the smaller end of my bone tool just to create another little indent at the front of the hat there. Just going to use that to start the indent off and then smooth it out with my fingers later. So if you do find this tutorial useful, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps my little channel. And if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when my next tutorial is up. Okay, so I'm just making the top a bit more flat with my fingers and the back as well. And making it slant down a little bit too. Okay, so now I'm happy with the shape. I'm just going to stick that into position with a clear alcohol, or you could use an edible glue if you prefer. Don't worry about that ridge you've got between the top of the hat and the bottom, because we'll cover that later. Okay, so now I've just got some red modelling paste. I'm just going to form it into a long tube shape. Just roll it there, using my cake smoother to help me. Now you want to roll this so it's all go around the whole of the hat. And this, is see here, is going to fill in that gap. This is why we've done a tube and not a flat piece of modelling paste. So just add a little bit of glue all around the join there. And I'm just using my blade tool just to help just push it into that join and make a nice flat ribbon look. So just going to go all the way around. There we go. I'm just going to trim that for size, and then I will just neaten that off with the blade tool. So you're just pushing it in, you're filling in that little gap you've got and making it nice and flat to look like a ribbon. And now I've just got some yellow modelling paste, rolling it out quite thin. I have a star plunger cutter. So I'm just going to push that out there. There we go. I'm just going to stick that on the front of the hat. And there we go. So just to further shape my hat, I'm just going to pull up the sides there, and I've just got some dowels just to put that either side just to help that stay up. And I'm just putting the little front down a little bit, so I'm just hanging over the edge of my foam pad just so the front goes down a little bit, the peak, and the sides stay up. And I'm just going to leave that overnight to air dry. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make the Neckchief. And to begin with, I've got some red modelling paste that I've kneaded till pliable, and then I'm just going to roll it out to a few millimetres thick. You don't want to go too thin, and you'll see why later. So you want to make sure that it's bigger than the Neckchief that you want. And then I'm just going to take my ball tool. I'm just going to make some little indents there. And then I'm just going to fill those indents with some small balls of white modelling paste. And this is obviously to make the spots on your bandana. So I'm just going to fill every single hole in there with the white modelling paste and then flatten it with the ball tool. So once I've done that, I'm then going to roll out with the rolling pin. The spots will get bigger, but this will secure them. And this is why you needed to make your bandana a little bit thicker, because now it's going to be thinned out. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut out a triangle shape. I'm just going to leave that top bit kind of wiggly because obviously it's supposed to be fabric, so it doesn't really matter. Because then all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same with the bits that I've just cut out. So I'm just thinning off the edges there just to make it look more like fabric and just pulling out a little bit. So I'm going to pull out at the top there because this is where the tie is going to be. So that will be thinner. And now I'm just going to curve it over. So you've got that kind of neckerchief look. And then I'm just going to pinch in, I hope you can see it, a few millimeters up because that's where the knot will be. So I'm just using my fingers just to make a little indent there. And then what I'm going to do when I'm happy with that, I'm just going to cross them over where they tie. And then just add a little small ball of red paste to be the knot. And there you go. That's pretty much your neckerchief made. And then afterwards, I just nipped the front there just to give a little bit of shape and then popped it on a pre-made white disc of modelling paste that I'd already cut out. Okay, so now we're going to make the lasso. And I've got the same colour paste as what I used for the hat. And I'm just going to roll it out into a very thin tube. So I'm going to start off with my hands and then I'm just going to use my cake smoother to help me because I want it to be very thin. Once I'm happy, I'm just going to fold it in half and then I am just going to twist. It's got to be gentle with this so you don't break it, but just keep twisting very gently from the ends and you'll see kind of a rope form. Okay, so now I'm just adding a little bit of clear alcohol to one end, one side should I say, and I'm just going to form that into a circle for the lasso shape. Again, I'm just sticking it onto a pre-made disc of white modelling paste which I cut out the day before and let to dry. So I'm just going to trim that. There we go. And then once I'm happy, I'm just going to literally do the same again to create another bit of rope, which I'm just going to stick into position there. So first of all, I'm going to figure out what kind of shape I want. And then just add a little bit of clear alcohol just to stick that on there. So just as a reminder, everything that I use in this tutorial is listed in the description should you want to take a closer look later. So I changed my mind and I decided I wanted to go kind of over the lasso bit. I thought that looked a little bit better. And I'm just using my Dresden tool just to tuck that under there. And then just to create a little bit of shape so it looks a bit more like a knot. Okay, and that is the lasso made. So lastly, I'm just going to quickly show you how to make the horseshoes. And for this, I've got some grey modelling paste, which I'm again forming into like a tube shape. But this time I'm making it tapered at either end so it's thinner. So I'm just using my cake smoother to help me. And then I'm just using my fingers just to thin off the ends. So then I make it horseshoe shape and I think no, that needs to be a little bit thinner. So, and there's my horseshoe shape. And I'm just going to use my cake smoother just to flatten it slightly. Doesn't matter if it goes a little bit distorted because you can use your fingers just to sort that out. So then I'm just going to use the pointed end of my Scriber tool just to make some little dots there for the screw holes. And there we go. So smooth it off with your fingers if it's gone a bit bumpy and then reshape it and then leave it to air dry. And then I like to just use a bit of edible silver paint just to paint them once they're dry. But you don't have to do this. You could always leave them grey if you wanted to. And then once I'm happy, I let that dry, and then I stack them again onto a white disc of modelling paste. And yeah, that is all your cowboy cupcake toppers made. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please do check out my other ones. Please comment, like and subscribe for more, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.